Have you ever felt like you're just a spectator in your own life? Like you're constantly rushing, planning, worrying about the future? Or regretting the past, but never actually living in the now? That was me. My name's Aaron, and for the longest time my head was a battlefield of what-ifs and if-onlys. I was so caught up in chasing some distant, perfect future that I was completely missing the beauty of the present. My life was a blur of deadlines, ambitions, and a nagging feeling that I wasn't doing enough, wasn't achieving enough. I'd go for a run, but instead of feeling the burn in my muscles or the wind on my face, I'd be mentally rehearsing a work presentation. I'd be at dinner with friends, but my mind would be miles away, stressing about a bill I had to pay next week. I was physically present, but mentally, I was a ghost. This constant mental hustle left me exhausted, anxious, and deeply unhappy. I felt disconnected from everything and everyone, including myself. It was like I was running a race with no finish line, and I was losing steam fast. I knew something had to change, but I had no idea what or how. The idea of living in the moment sounded like something from a cheesy poster, not a practical solution for a life as complicated as mine. One day, completely burned out, I decided to just escape. I drove to the coast, to a quiet, windswept beach I remembered from my childhood. I just needed a break from the noise in my head. I found a spot on the sand, far from the few other people there, and just stared out at the endless gray blue of the ocean. The waves crashed in a steady, hypnotic rhythm. For a moment it was peaceful, but soon the old familiar static started to creep back in. Did I remember to lock the car? Should I be checking my work emails? What am I even doing here? Just as I was about to get lost in that spiral again, I noticed an old woman a little way down the beach. She was sitting on a weathered wooden bench, not doing much of anything. She wasn't on her phone, she wasn't reading a book, she was just there. She had this serene, peaceful look on her face that I found incredibly magnetic. She seemed to be watching the waves, but it was more than that. It was like she was part of the scene, in perfect harmony with the sea and the sky. Curiosity got the better of me. I walked over and, a little awkwardly, said hello. She smiled, a warm, genuine smile that crinkled the corners of her eyes and invited me to sit. Her name was Alara. We started talking, and I found myself opening up, telling this complete stranger about the constant pressure I felt, the anxiety, the feeling of being perpetually behind. She listened patiently, her gaze never leaving the horizon. When I finished, she didn't offer any grand advice or complicated solutions. She just pointed a frail finger towards the shore. "Look there, Aaron," she said softly. "What do you see?" I looked. "Waves," said, feeling a bit silly. "Yes, waves," she confirmed. "But watch this one. Watch it form out there. See how it gathers strength, how it curls and crests. Watch the light dance on it. And now, watch it break on the shore. Hear that sound? Feel the spray in the air?" I did as she said. For the first time all day, maybe for the first time in years, I truly focused on one single thing. I watched a wave from its birth to its end. I saw the shades of green and white, heard the deep rumble followed by the fizz of the foam. It was a whole world of experience packed into a few seconds. "It's gone now," Alara said gently. "Another one is coming, but it will be different. The one that just broke will never exist again. You just experienced something completely unique, something that will never be repeated." Her words hit me with surprising force. I'd seen millions of waves in my life, but had I ever truly seen one? We spend so much time worrying about the waves that are coming tomorrow, or regretting the ones that crashed yesterday. We miss the beauty of the one that is breaking right in front of us. This moment, Aaron, this one, right now. This is the only one you truly have. The past is a memory, the future is a dream. But this, she gestured to the vast ocean, the cool breeze, the crying gulls. This is real. Over the next hour, she didn't teach me a technique. She shared a way of being. She had me close my eyes and just listen. Not just to the waves, but to everything. The distant laughter of children, the cry of a lone seagull, the soft rustle of the wind in the dune grass, the sound of my own breathing. Then she had me focus on the feeling of the sun on my skin, the grainy texture of the sand beneath my feet, the cool, salty air filling my lungs. It was simple, almost childishly so, but it was profound. For the first time in a long, long time, the relentless chatter in my mind went quiet. The constant buzz of anxiety was replaced by a gentle hum of awareness. I wasn't worrying about my next project or replaying an old argument. I was just there, on that bench, next to Alara, feeling the world around me. It was like waking up from a long, restless dream. Lara told me this was her daily ritual. She came to the beach not to escape life, but to fully enter it. The world gives us so many gifts every single second, she said, her eyes twinkling. A beautiful cloud, the taste of fresh water, the warmth of a kind word. We just have to be present enough to receive them. She explained that living in the present isn't about ignoring your responsibilities or having no plans. It's about giving your full attention to whatever you're doing right now. When you're working, work. When you're eating, taste your food. When you're with someone you love, truly be with them. When it was time for me to leave, I felt like a different person. The weight on my shoulders felt lighter. The colors of the world seemed brighter. I thanked Alara, feeling that words weren't nearly enough for the gift she'd given me. She just smiled and said, "The ocean will always be here to remind you. Just listen." The drive home was different. I noticed the way the golden light of the late afternoon filtered through the trees. I listened to the full arc of a song on the radio instead of impatiently skipping it. When I got home, I made dinner, and I actually paid attention to the sizzle of vegetables in the pan, the aroma of garlic and herbs. It was just a simple meal, but it felt like a feast for the senses. That day on the beach with Alara was a turning point. It wasn't a magic fix. My mind still wanders, and old habits of worry and planning die hard. But now I have an anchor. When I feel myself drifting into the fog of anxiety about the future or the mire of regret about the past, I remember her words. I take a deep breath. I listen for the sound of the nearest wave, the hum of my computer, the taste of my coffee, the feeling of my feet on the floor. I bring myself back to the here and now. Living in the present has transformed my life, not by changing my circumstances, but by changing my experience of them. My work is more focused, my relationships are deeper, and my days are filled with small moments of joy I never noticed before. That old woman on the beach taught me the most valuable lesson of all, that life is unto destination you race towards. It's a journey to be experienced, one precious, unrepeatable moment at a time. And the most beautiful view is always right where you are. Thank you so much for watching and sharing this story with me. If this resonated with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories about finding the extraordinary in the ordinary. See you next time.